All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, my name is Dennis Chukwebuka Okeke, aka ONYENJEM, one of Africa. And right now I'm at Ikogosi Warm Spring Resort. And this is my tour guide here. Already she already introduced herself. So she's going to be telling us some beautiful stories about this great stories resort. Because people have been talking good, been talking about Warm Spring here and there. And right now, in fact, the talking has brought me down to this region. So right now I'm here to just, I'm not just here to catch fun. You already know me. I'm here for research. I'm here to hear know more of the stories about this place. So guys, you listen to her and she will tell us everything concerning the One Spring, how the cold and the hot comes together from this region to that region, and the leaf, the herbs, everything, and why they are blending, they are not blending, except if you put them in a bottle, then blend. She's going to give us a lot of stories. So guys, listen. And please do not forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, ONYENJEM TV, and also on my Facebook page, ONYENJEM. So, mommy, right on.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, man.
My name is Madam Ruth.
Hmm. The only
My name
rooted woman that rooted this place.
Madam Ruth. My Yoruba name is Aino. I'm an indigenous of this town called Ikogosi,
Wow.
and I'm a tour guide. And we are at the location called Meeting Point of Warm and Cold Springs in the land of Ikogosi. Ikogosi is in Ekiti State, in the country called Nigeria. That's
Wow.
for those of you abroad. And here in front of me, we have the cold water. This is the cold water, brownish color. And that is the warm water, bright in color. And here, where the brown color stop, the bright color also stop. That is the meeting point for the two. Which means the warm water, which is bright, is not flowing into the cold side, which is the brown water. In between here is the meeting point. At this point, if you are very observant, you realize that the water is meeting without mixing. They
Hmm.
are meeting, they did not mix.
Wow.
There is space under this slab. The warm water is flowing under the slab to the other side, while the cold water is also flowing to the other side. In between here, you have the brightly colored water. Or after the meeting point, you have brightly colored water and brownish water, which means they are flowing side by side.
Side.
They later mix together. Under the boardwalk over there, there's a
Okay.
slide and something like a slope and a pit. They rush into the pit and they mix together to form one body of lukewarm water.
Oh.
Because these waters are naturally warm and naturally cold and mixed together to become naturally lukewarm. The breeze
Wow.
started touching it as the water continued to flow. By the time we get to our first gate, it has already turned cold,
Wow.
which means nature must always answer to necessity.
Hmm.
The cold water, which is brownish, is having this brownish color because it's flowing through this thick forest over there.
Okay.
And while flowing through the thick forest to this middle point, which is the meeting point, different types of herbs and roots already decayed inside. The cold water allow decay because it is cold.
Hmm.
And the cold water here contains little tiny fishes. You are not even seeing them now. It
Okay.
contains fishes, and the fishes don't usually go to this side. They will not trespass to the warm side because it is warm. The cold water is not just only this one. This
Okay.
is mixture of two types of cold water,
Okay.
which means from the forest there are two. And we still have another meeting point for the two of them called meeting point of cold and cold.
Wow.
One is colder than the other. But cold
Wow.
is cold, colder is also cold. So we say meeting point cold and cold over there. At the meeting point there, they are meeting, they mix together to form this cold water.
Hmm.
Then this warm water is also flowing about few meters down the hill to the other side.
Yeah, we're going to see we're going there, don't worry.
And the warm water are also two. One is warmer than the other. They have their meeting point called meeting point of warm and warm. At that
Hmm.
meeting point, they mix together to form this warm water, which means invariably we have four different waters meeting at this point,
Points.
meeting without mixing, even though
Hmm.
they later mix in the front. You are welcome to Ikogosi once.
You said the water has been existing for over 700
Yeah, the
years.
water was discovered about 700 years ago, or approximately 700 years ago. Before you can discover something for the first time, that thing must have been there, which means this water has existed before that 700 years.
Mm,
And the water was discovered by a hunter from ile.
mm.
The name of that hunter was Ogon Gong
Gone. Okay,
or
that's his name.
Ogon Gong. Oh,
Is that not a music
yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The other
Something
musician.
redeeming. Something redeeming.
Gone, gone.
Ogon Gong or Ogon Gong. Ogon Gong.
Gone,
Why
gone.
he always called himself, his real name was Atamatase.
Mm.
Atamatase in English language means sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter.
He was a sharpshooter. That hunter does not possess a gun, possess rod, charmed rod. You know rod?
Yeah,
Made from a wood.
yeah.
He has already put charm inside the rod. And what he always does, what he always do was, or did, or whatever, he, he will simply throw that rod
Mm.
at the sight of any animal of his interest that he wants to kill. And the rod will now be bouncing. Dong, 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 dong.
Wow.
That is where I got the name Ogon Gong
Gone,
from the
gone,
rhythmic
guys.
movement of the rod. To be bouncing, and he was sure of killing that animal.
Mm.
That was about 700 years ago. Ogongong was an indigene of the town called Ile-Ife.
Wow.
Ile-Ife is far away from here, but the hunters of the olden days in Yoruba land, they possess some sort of charms that they can use to shorten their journey
Mm.
when they want to go on far away distance. And we call that type of charm Egbe.
Eg- Egbe.
Egbe
Egbe. You
Kanoko.
know, in Egbe, in my language, Egbe is this eagle.
Mm,
Egbe.
yeah, they call
Okay.
it Egbe Kanoko or Ofe.
Ofe.
That is carry me.
Okay.
And it will move them
Okay. To shorten their
to
journey.
shorten their journey.
Wow.
And I believe the hunter must have used that type of charm to shorten his journey to this very forest. Then when he got into this forest, he make attempts to use his charm rod to kill animal. He was he couldn't kill any animal in this forest as at that time.
Whoa.
Instead, the animals were just making jest of him. You know, to an hunter, when you try to kill animals and you couldn't kill them and they started just walking aimlessly around, you feel insulted.
Yeah.
Which means they were making jest of him that your charm
Did not work.
did not work. He became so curious. He became anxious that something strange is happening in this forest. Otherwise, his charmed rod would have been working.
Mm.
He was in this forest for so many days. Then at a point, he became so thirsty. He immediately entered into this forest. He had been hearing the rush of water. He had been hearing the rush of water, but he did not see the water because everywhere was full with grasses.
Grasses.
The type of grasses we call fen. Those grasses, those
Wow.
grasses you see on top of river. Then he became thirsty. He wanted to drink water. He pushed away those grasses and fen. Then he saw this water. As at that time, it was so clean. He wanted to dip his hand. Naturally, water is supposed to be cold. Dipping his hand, he realized that the water was very, very warm. Warmer than this thing, close to something that was hot.
Wow.
He became so surprised. That could it be that demons from the forest followed him and chained to hot water so that they can burn him alive? He was still thinking about that.
Wow.
Then he saw another water from the other side, under the same grass, flowing through mud. And that as soon as that water gets to the middle point, it will just do something like hugging the other water. It will just make a
Yes.
roundabout turn. They were just flowing side by side like that, which
Wow.
means his findings became double. He decided to touch that other water, thinking it was also hot or warm. He realized it was cold.
Mm.
That was how he discovered this meeting point 700 years ago. And as a Yoruba hunter of that generation, he was not going to let go like that. He became so surprised
Mm.
And that type of surprise, we call it mystery. Mystery in Yoruba is called Aditu. That is, he couldn't just figure out what was happening. He stood there. As a Yoruba hunter, he decided to do something. He tried to find out whether there are people in the forest. He didn't see anybody. For
Mm.
days, he now consulted with the oracle. There's a particular oracle in Yoruba land called Ifa.
Yeah, I know about Ifa.
Ifa has a symbol. Every hunter always have a symbol which happens to be some sort of cowrie shells
Yeah.
to represent 16 pieces.
Yeah, it's like a court. So they give them a staff. Like, I know about Ifa very well.
Okay.
All
So
right.
that's the 16 pieces of cowrie shells. You just drop the 16 pieces of cowrie shells. You know, when you drop something unintentional or just intentionally like that, the thing will rearrange itself. Then by himself, he regrouped them,
Mm.
which means he was talking to the oracle. He was communicating with the oracle by dropping those 16 pieces of cowrie shells.
Wow.
And Ifa spoke. I mean, Ifa gave him a clue as to what had taken place in this forest more than 700 years ago that led to the existence of the water.
Mm.
And that thing was simple. Ifa simply told him that these waters you are seeing are not just ordinary waters, oh. They used to be human beings.
Wow.
Human beings. 4 people, members of the same family. And that the waters are not just those two that he saw. That you should search further, you will see 2 different types of cold water representing 2 women among the 4 human beings. And as you search further, you will also see 2 different types of warm water representing 2 men,
Wow.
which means the cold water used to be 2 women, the warm water used to be 2 women during their lifetime. And that's why they changed to water was because they used to be traditional healers, herbalists. When you're talking of herbalist, you're talking of somebody that's supposed to be making use of leaves, roots of plants to be making medicine,
Mm.
medicinal herbs. But this group of people, they were not into making medicinal herbs, either by boiling or by soaking it inside water. They possess healing power within their body system, created by Almighty God within.
Mm.
Just as there is a god or a deity in Yoruba land called Shango. Shango always spits fire when he's talking.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
people are not the people that always spit fire. They possess healing power within their body. So that any spot they stand, or if they are standing at any spot, they will just talk to the ground. I need cold medicinal water.
Mm.
Water will come out cold. People drink, they receive healing. When they need warm or hot herbal medicine, they command warm water. When they need cold herbal medicine, they command ordinary water. And the water was working for them. I mean, their patients were getting healed from time to time. But as soon as they finish using the water will go back into the rock until another healing section.
Wow. Guys.
They knew they were human
Guys,
beings.
I've not heard this part of the story of Ikogosi. But I'm just hearing it for the first time, man. It's so interesting. Come on, mommy, I'm
They
feeling
knew
you.
they were going to die because they were human beings. That even if they live more than 600, 900, 1,000 years, one day they will die. They will be dying off one by one. And the people involved, for the 2 men that changed to warm water, one was the father, the other one was his first son.
Mm.
A father and his first son. And we are going to see their water in front there. For the 2 women, they were both married to the father. One was dark in complexion, the other one was fair in complexion. The one that was dark in complexion was very, very gentle, just like olden days women. The second one that was fair in complexion always had mood swing. She was
Ah.
neither gentle nor hot tempered. So the mixture of the two is this, the mixture of the father and the son. Among the women, the first wife, who was gentle and dark in complexion, was the one that gave birth to the first son, because all her children were male children. While the second woman, who was fair, gave birth to female children.
Wow.
And there's always some sort of minor competition among them. You know, for the woman that gave birth to girls, she does not always feel fulfilled. That's why she always changed mood.
Move.
Her name was Ainoso.
Wow.
The one that was gentle was named Awele. Awele was the senior wife. She was the one that gave birth to boys. And the first son among Awede's children happened to be the one that changed to the warm water. Why
Wow.
the father changed to warmer water? So the warm water is mixture of the father and the son. The cold water are the mixture of the two wives of the father, which means invariably at this meeting point, member of the same family, comprising of a father, two wives, and one son, are meeting here. And what they are doing is that they are cuddling, they are
They are
hugging,
hugging,
they are
right?
greeting each other as in what we call long time no see, long time no see. After finding, tracing their steps all the way from the forest, after changing to water, they finally met at this meeting point called the meeting point of the warm and the cold. They knew they were going to die. They change to water so that people can benefit from the water from generation to generation.
Mm.
The type of history I'm telling you is what we call myth or mythology, upper generation history. As they are bringing it from upper generation down to our generation, they would have sat down and say, let's not put it this way. This does not befit hearing. Hmm?
Mm.
Let's adjust it like this. Let's twist it like this. They will do subtraction,
Minus,
minus, subtraction, addition.
addition.
Then they will now arrive at a conclusion. It is the conclusion that will now tell you what they are talking about.
Yeah.
Auntie, what are they talking about? What have I been talking about? That the water does healing. That you can drink from the warm water and receive healing. You can drink from the cold water and receive healing.
Mm.
And even up till now, if you are somebody that can fetch the water, take it as your normal dose of treating sicknesses and diseases, it will work.
Mm.
You are welcome to
So we
it.
can drink from this water, right?
Yeah, it's drinkable.
It's drinkable.
It's drinkable. There's
And
even a table water called Gosi.
uh,
This table water. It's
it's
made with this warm
warm
water.
water.
The only
I
filter,
will drink it
they did
now.
not add any chemical to it. As you can see, the history is an olden days history
Mm.
presented to me by the elders of the town of Ikogosi. The real name of Ikogosi was Ikogosi. Can you
Mm.
pronounce it?
Kongu Osi. Mama, you spell it for me. I will write. I will write it down.
We are going to see the name in the front.
Okay.
Ukongun Osi. Ukongun Osi. Because of mispronunciation after civilization came and the development of Ikogosi, so many people from all over the world have been visiting. And when they want to ask for the direction of Ukongun Osi, they always mispronounce. Just as you couldn't pronounce it, you will
I'm
say
telling you,
Ukongun Osi. Some
Kongu
people say
Osi.
Gonzi. Some people say Gogogozi. Some will say I go. Even when the Yoruba men started coming here, they used to pronounce Ikogozi or Kogozai or something like that. So for sake of easy pronunciation, the elders from the town of Ikogosi decided to sit at round table and change the name to Ikogosi
Ikogosi.
for the
Yeah.
sake of easy pronunciation. You are welcome to
Wow.
Ikogosi.
Naturality. When it comes to Africa, we are number one, and when it comes to Nigeria, we talk about the best tourist destinations in Nigeria. We find them out here in Nigeria. And right now, I'm at Ikogosi. Like hearing this story, hearing this history. I'm a lover of history. I'm a lover of research. I'm a lover of adventure. So coming to Ikogosi is one of the biggest thing that has ever happened to me this year, 2024. And this is my, I've been doing my traveling back to back from different states here and there, but since this year I've not traveled, so this is my first state coming since this year, 2024. And it seems so not it seems so it's so interesting, and I love the naturality, I love the conservation, everything about this place. Guys, I will take my time and video around the one I can capture, then you guys will watch. And I want to use this opportunity to thank my big mama. Me looking at her, you know that she's educated. Like the way she speaks, everything I like getting this kind of people as grandmama. Oh. They're gonna worry you. All right, thank
Okay,
you very
apart
much.
from the waters, let's see something
All
else.
right, thank you very much.
You know the water are existing in an unusual manner. Unusual manner in the sense that in the whole of Nigeria, if you are going to see something similar to this one, water, it will flow alone. I mean,
Yes.
water is always cold,
Okay.
but this is warm, excessively warm, and
Okay.
they are not flowing into each other, which means this meeting point is unique all over the world.
Wow.
A point where you have warm water and cold water meeting. We also have the coexistence of two trees over there,
Okay.
which is more or less the symbol of the coexistence of these two types of cold
Water.
water and warm water. So let's see the coexistence of the
Okay.
trees.
Let me ask the last question. You said this is the cold water and this is the warm water. And you said the fish coming out, the little fish,
Yeah.
but they are not,
They will not
around.
go
They are
to
not
that side.
available. They cannot cross to that side. Does it mean that the fish that are coming here, they are ice fish, and here are the fish? No fish. I believe there will
No
be a
fishes
fish.
at all.
The fish that might be here might be electrical
And
fish. Oh,
if you must see fishes inside this water,
to be electrical
it
fish.
means you have four eyes. What are you?
4 eyes.